And welcome back to eBEFOREi Video Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the new Transformers Cyberverse Warrior Class SHOCKWAVE. He's everyone's favorite spider tank, right? Maybe not. But actually this figure is very cool, and I can't say that about the entire line of the new Warrior Class figures. But let's talk about this one. So SHOCKWAVE traditionally is either a tank or a gun or a space ray, you know, something like that. This is the first time that he's been what I'm calling a spider tank. He looks kind of like, you know, something from maybe The Exorcist that ends up spider crawling up a wall, you know, if his head were popping out right there. And it would be the stuff of nightmares, you know what I mean? But as is, it's not bad. It kind of reminds me of that Legend of Zelda robots, the little spider. I'm forgetting the name of those things. But they walked all around Hyrule. You know what I'm talking about, right? From Breath of the Wild, as well as other Zelda series. Anyway, so this is basically it. As far as articulation is concerned, he has as much as you can imagine two arms and two legs having. So, you know, this part can move around. We'll get more into that in robot mode. The arms can move around like that. The one thing that I do really like, and trust me when I say this is not the case on all of these Warrior Class figures, is this gimmick right here. When I pull that in, he shoots his pink ray. His pink ray of doom is what you get there. So let's take a closer look at the pink ray of doom. Kind of looks like the plastic machine might have vomited on itself. Maybe it got stuck in the conveyor belt, and it accidentally molded what looks like a piece of chewing gum that you spit out of your mouth. That's kind of what that looks like. So it's kind of gross, really. I don't even want to get that close. Let me back up. All right, so that's what it does. You push this in, and it's spring-loaded. You can actually see the spring right there, and it comes toward your face. If you had 3D glasses on, it still wouldn't be 3D because it's not a 3D video, but you get the idea. So that's his little over the shoulder gimmick thingy. In comparison to a typical deluxe class figure, here he is next to the old coot. There's Sergeant Cup. And, you know, the spider tank is warrior class size. Or deluxe class size. You know what I mean. So, yeah, it's about right. So that's his comparison to that. Now, before I transform this, let's take a look at some of the finer detail in the plastic. Because there is some. Like, that's pretty nice in plastic molding. This is all textured, you know, in plastic molded with the pink color going down. I really like that. This ends up being the chest, which, you know, looks cool. Decepticon symbol on the front. Some paint. We'll get more into that in robot mode. So, yeah, on a figure like this, you could have nothing, and instead there's quite a bit of nice in plastic molding all around the figure. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Now, to get him transformed, we're just going to, well, go like that, and we're almost done. But first we're going to take the legs. We're going to straighten out the legs. Then we're going to come in here to the feet, and we're going to open that up. Just like that. And you'd think, by looking at this, that that's like the toe and the foot, right? You would be wrong, because what happens is that ends up being the feet. So what you want to do is you're going to want to flip these legs around right there under the thigh and just rotate, and you're done with the legs. That's all there is to that. For the arms, you're just about done. You're just going to take, you can see that this would be the top of the shoulder, right? So you're going to spin that like that, spin the arm like that, and the arm is transformed. Then you're going to do the other thing, rinse and repeat, and you can pull the arm off. It's a feature, not a bug, as we say in IT. There we go. So now we're back in. Gee, good grief. Very frustrated. For a toy line that's designed for younger kids, it should not pull apart that easy. So I'm going to hold it in place, rotate the arm around. Now, there is a little hidden weapon here. I'm going to take that. Oh my gosh. So utterly frustrating. All right, let's stick that back in. And so there's our weapon, like that. Now I'm going to take the chest piece right here, and I'm going to pull that down over the head, position that right back on the chest. Now you want to take his ears, and you want to pull them up like that. Then you want to take the backpack, and you want to, or take this weapon, and you want to hinge it, all right? And there's a slot for that peg, and you're just going to stick it right inside like that. So without the gimmick deployed, we'll start with this robot mode. We're finished. Let's stand him up, pose him up. Now, as you saw when I transformed Shockwave, the transformation's fine. I don't really have a problem with it. You know, my biggest gripe is that pieces were falling apart. Now, if you're careful, you know, if I were really super careful on this review, you know, I probably could have just refilmed it and not had any pieces fall off. But that's not real life. Real life, these things fell off. And so, again, a line that's aimed at smaller kids, I don't think the pieces should really be falling off that easy. That's just me. Now, that being said, the figure's gorgeous. Let's take a look around. I mean, it's a deluxe-looking figure. Do have some hollowness in the back of the legs due to transformation with the feet going up in the back. But other than that, it's not bad. The figure actually looks pretty decent. Let's get up close. So the head sculpt is decent. He's got a piece of plastic that goes down over the yellow eye, which I'm assuming is part of the design of the television show. It's different for Shockwave, but it doesn't look bad. The ears, as I mentioned before, do go up. Lots of in-plastic molding, which looks great. And I mentioned that earlier, and it still looks great. Right there into the pink part of, or the lighter shade of purple. You also have a painted Decepticon symbol. You have some dark gray paint purple on the sides. The kind of pinkish purple or light purple accents all the way through. Kind of makes it look like energon flowing through him. There is no head articulation whatsoever. The arm is on a little slider peg right there, and that part didn't seem to come off with any issue. These little friction pegs right here is the one that did come off, and for my figure, it's only his left arm. The right arm seems to be fairly secure. He does have a hinge underneath the shoulder, and he has a ball joint right at the elbow. Hollow inside there where the weapon goes. The fist is molded inside. The fist does not move. There is no waist articulation. You do have quite a bit of range on the legs. You can see that it's got that dual joint, not a ball joint, but it works just as well. No problems. There is turn at the thigh. Knee bend goes beyond 90 degrees due to transformation. Actually, not due to transformation, because this leg is hollow. You can fit it all the way back around almost. So there's that. More design on the figure. I mentioned the kind of lighter purple on the knees, and the silver paint on the side really looks G1 in the way that looks. I think the original Shockwave had that color in the handle, or the legs that became the handle of the weapon, so nice touch. Now, the action gimmick in robot mode, it's pretty cool because that peg that fit right in that shoulder joint, all right, you can lift this whole thing up, and as you do that, the two pieces come together. So we had a single piece that came together when he was in his tank mode, when we pulled the little trigger. And on this one, you've got a piece of chewed up gum coming at you, which is cool. I do like it. It's still gross, but I like it. It's kind of neat. And so all you have to do to trigger that again is lift it up. And basically what happens, the secret is that because I stuck that piece in there for stability, and it's on a little gear, and it pulls both the sides up, so cool. Now you saw that I had to line it up the first time. I find that's the case after I transform him, but as is, you can get it back. There you go. So yeah, it's kind of neat. I don't mind that at all. It's a gimmick that didn't need to be here. All of these deluxe figures have it. Some are okay, like this one. This one's actually kind of nice. And some are awful, like I'm looking at you, Deluxe or Warrior Class Optimus Prime. So yeah, anyway, for a deluxe figure though, or Warrior Class, I don't really have a ton of complaints. His Spider Tank mode looks okay. I kind of think it's cool. Reminds me of Legend of Zelda. That's just me. Your mileage will vary with it. The robot mode, I can't complain, and for a deluxe class Shockwave, I think it's one of the best that we've ever gotten, if not the best we've ever gotten. Size comparison, he's shorter than a 6-inch Krennic. He's shorter than the Ultra Class Grimlock. He's a little bit smaller than a Deluxe Class figure from the Generations line, but not much. And then there's a Legends Class Insecticon, so you get the idea. He's a decent size, especially for Warrior Class in 2018. For a Cyberverse Warrior Class, Shockwave's not bad at all. I actually think he looks pretty good. Again, I think he's the best looking Deluxe Class Shockwave we've gotten, at least that I can remember off the top of my head. Decent size, great paint overall. He definitely looks like Shockwave. He is hollow on the back of the legs, hollow in the arms. He is meant for a smaller group of collectors. The gimmick is not necessary, but it is kind of cool, if not a bit gross looking. That's just me. And he's definitely the best, in my opinion, of the other Warrior Class figures that you can buy in the Cyberverse line. Optimus Prime, forget about it. Bumblebee, terrible. Starscream, I like Starscream, okay, but he's not for everyone, and I get it if you don't like him. I understand fully. But this guy, I really have no real complaints about. He's a decent figure. So if you see him in the store and something like this appeals to you, I think you won't be disappointed. Anyway, thanks again for watching eBEFOREi video reviews. I've got more reviews along the way coming up soon. A thumbs up on this video goes a long way. Even if you don't like the figure, you're not judging the figures that I review based off your thumbs up or thumbs down. It just tells me that you like what I do, and it's really helpful to my channel. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. All subscribers are very much appreciated. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at eBEFOREiNet. My personal Twitter account is Bernstein Tweets. And I have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/eBEFOREi. And I have a Facebook group that I'd love for you to be a part of. It's eBEFOREi Transformers and More. Just look for it in Facebook. And you can show off any toy you like, whether it's Transformers and the and more part is anything else. Star Wars, whatever it is you're collecting and you want to show it off, then come on in, join my group. It's free, and it's just a place to talk about toys. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you back here again real soon.